Hi everybody, it's Colin here from Woodthorp International. Hope you're all well and enjoying your trains like I am. I've been doing a bit of scenery work on the entrance for the Americans to get to the helix to go down towards Japan, and if they want to then go to England. Now at the moment I'm running this layout as an English layout, so it's the exit out of the helix. As one of the trains, I'm going to show you the HST is going down the helix and then coming back up and coming out at this new area. And just due to space, at one particular point I can't get my hand in at the very top of the helix, just due to the boards and the angles of the slope coming up round the helix. So I've just done this area as a clip on and clip off, which I'll show you. And then I've done 5 routes. There's 5 bays near the station, 2 platform and 3 passing. So I've done a route on each, a train route. Instead of running it automatic, I've set where it goes and stuff like that. And I'm just going to show you on the computer roughly how you do it and show it all running. It runs very nice indeed. Anyway, on with the video. So first things first, as you may have remembered, this area here had to be cut away because there was a slight issue with the bit of a track and I wasn't happy with it. Odd 1 or 2 trains would come off, so I had to get in, sort it, which I have done, but I've never got round to covering it up. So I thought, I sit here looking towards the camera a lot and being at the computer, and I thought I need to do something with this. So I've cast some rocks and I've stuck them on and come up with a way of getting into it. Now, as you may see, there is a little bit of cardboard. Well, there's 2 pieces of cardboard stuck together. And what I decided to do was make this here, from here to this join down there and along there, all that to come away. And I'll show you how it's done. Basically, I've used some of my magnets, what I use on the panels to hold the electronics up under the layout. And I have cut a slot in the board just wide enough for the cardboard to slide down into, to hold it that way, so it can't move either towards this track or towards that track. I've done this area fixed because I can get to that, if train's nearly there, I'll be able to just push it out to get it all the way out. Now, I practiced on this bit and I didn't like where this one was, so I moved it back a bit. And again, that is slotted in at the bottom. So again, this can't move this way or that way. And then I've attached it to the top. And then this will all get grassed in this area. This bit will get grass. But I'm going to have to colour all of this, these bits, and the tunnel entrance. And I'll do that all together. I just need to go and get some duct tape just to seal this little bit here. I can do this one away from the track, and that is far enough away. I'll just need to cover this area. So that's what I've been up to here. I'm going to show you how I unclip this and show it going back in. And then next time you see this area, it should be coloured. I'm just waiting for the HST to get to the top, and then I'll stop it to if it's come off the track and I know it's near the top. So it's not on the last last circuit on the top of the helix. So I'll just stop it there, and hopefully you'll see the train when I pull that off, and I'd be able to put it back on the track. So I know the train's come off, it's made it to the top, or it just came off at the top. Stopped it, I just lean it forward, pull it out, and there is the train for me to either pull out, push out, or just put the wheels back on, and then I can send it on its way. And while it's running, I can just connect that back in. And that's it, back on. So, train routes. There's track routes, there's train routes, and when you click go, it does it for itself. You don't have to do anything else after, like a fully automated click and go. But you go to edit, you come down to train routes, and you make a route in this box here. You give it a name, and then it saves it to file. Now, some are ticked, and they're the ones I'm using, and these are just the first two I did on this particular layout to see how it worked. Now, I can delete them, or I can just leave them unactive. Once you click them, they're active for a train to see them, or a loco, because you can just have a loco do the route. But basically, you if we click on a smaller one, that one, that's just me indicating which way I want it to go, and you don't have to put every block down. You can even probably put less than this down, maybe miss that one and that one out, but I've put them down. But you don't have to put all the blocks down in the route. And what you do is you click append, it puts that up, go down to block, click on all your blocks, and then if you're wanting A16, you click on it and it puts it there. And then you can tell it if it's for both direction. I'm doing previous because I want it to go the opposite way the Americans go. And if I wanted it just to go the American way, it would be next, because we work from a block to the next block or the previous block. And if you make a mistake, you just click on it and remove it. And that's it. At any point while you're running trains, like this has a weight on, not that one, that one. When the train gets to the down passing 2 line, it has the weight from 30 seconds up to 120 seconds. Now that you can alter. You can go from 0 to 5 or to minutes or whatever. But while the train is running, you can alter it, and you just press apply and it will then do the new command. But basically, once you've made your route up, just go to option, and if you want it to go continuous, you put it repeat to 0, and it'll just keep going and going until you stop it. You can alter the reservations of how many blocks it grabs hold of or whatever. So once you've done your route, you have to put it to a train, and you do that, edit and trains, and you set, so there's this one which is the HST, and if you look up their routes, you pick which one you want out of the, in this case only 5 are active, and you click on the one you want, and once you've done that, it can go to any train. If I unselect it and click on that one's actually got that route. But if I want, I can change it to use that. But now I'll have to find the HST and just click it back onto that route. So it's as easy as that. For me, it's quite easy. And then it'll just do, you can, that train route is a route that all trains or locos can do. And you do it in this part because you might have to put all your coaches or wagons on. And that's where you set the route up for it to accept. And then you just go down to this here, click on the one you drop down, and that's the one. You can click more of them, so when you drop down you've got a choice here, but that might be from the same start point but going a different way. Like when I've got all the other countries, I could have one going to England and it does a certain route, but I could have it active and I could pick that train to do it. But it has to be anywhere on that route. It doesn't have to be at the exact start, but it can't be on another circuit in a block what doesn't exist on the route, and it'll tell you if you try and click. So I'll show you by just clicking the go button. It's changed some points. The throttle started, and if we look over here, there's the HST moving. And I've come round here because these 2 points are connected, so they're just straight on, but that point will change when it hits the block before. There you are, it's changed. And here comes the train, and it will go off and go down the helix and back up the helix. Right, what I've done, and you can do anything with your route. You can get it to stop in every block if you want, but what I'm doing is running it from the position all these trains are in and back again, and sometimes waiting and sometimes not waiting. So the 59 GBRF, what that's doing is going round once, and stopping in that block and waiting. Its own pick time in the range that I've told it to wait, but it won't go if this train is going past it. Now, why I say that train, that one might have started to move before that one's given permission. But this one, this Freightliner, is set to go around 3 times, and on the 3rd time, stop there and wait. It's chosen time. So if that's coming through this station and it's booked those 2 points there, and then that activates the go, it has to wait until that one goes through. Or if the 800 has picked to go again before that. So they all have to wait for each other. Even though I've clicked it as a route, it then goes into like automated mode and works out who's going first and who's waiting and stuff like that. Now, the 800 is just going round once and waiting every time in the station. The trains also go at different speeds round the circuit, because the the 800 can go at a faster speed than the goods wagons. But that's because of restrictions I've put on to say it can't go as fast as the track will allow it. So sometimes you'll see the 800 go fast. You'll see them all, except for the HST, all the other 4, when it goes to go over the trestle bridge around there, they all go at 40 miles an hour, no matter what speed they can do, because the track has a restriction on. So the HST, on its route, it goes round, goes down the helix, comes back up and out there, and it can, the first time round, it may stop 25% of the time. It'll pick. So basically, if it did 4 runs, one of them, it'll stop. The Freightliner, pulling the yellow wagons, that's to go around 3 times and then stop for its allocated time. Now, just because the Freightliner and that Freightliner is to go around 3 times, it sometimes has to stop to allow other trains go before it. So just because it's a continuous movement to do 3 loops, it may stop. And this does happen when the HST books this point to come up the helix and out. The Freightliner stops round here and waits its turn. And when the HST has cleared this block, what ends behind me, then the point's released, the train then moves off. So I'll get them running and I'll show you them running round. Now, I am not going to do it as a continuous film. I'm going to pause it to move about so you don't get sickness movement while I try and catch trains up and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoy seeing what train routes does. So what I'll do, I'll get the other 4 going in any particular order, and then I'll show you them going around the layout and things what happen. So there's the first one on the other line going. When it clears this block, which ends there, one of those 2 will start to move. The points of changing, and that one's going first. And why that one's going first out of those two, even though I clicked on the Freightliner as the second engine to move, express trains, or intercity as it's called on iTrain, I've set it to have the right of way, because that's what happens in the real world. So there's that one going towards the Trestle Bridge. That other freight train is moving. Sorry for all the rubbish on the side and in the potential river. And the 800's going slower because that one there was touching the next block for this train. So it was slowing down, ready to maybe stop or carry on. So now it's on its 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. And here's the Freightliner. I'm not forgetting that that one is on 3 times round, and again that can now speed up because of the 800 being free. And that one's coming to a halt because, as I said, that just goes round once and stops for a certain amount of time. There's the Freightliner continuing on its route, and the 800 will stop here as well. Now if the green Freightliner gets round in time, it'll just go straight through, but I don't know what the times are on those without looking. So the times are that and about 18 seconds on the 800, which means the 800 is going to go first, even though the straight through one is now there. It was just slightly behind. Now I can program it to do it on timers, but that's an action. I'm just doing a route. And that one's chosen to go next. The HST is back from going down towards Japan and back again. That Freightliner orange is going through again. That's its second time through, so next time it will stop. And then the Freightliner is going underneath the camera. I do love stuff running over this bridge. But I quite like sitting here. Sometimes I have my music playing and I see trains just come past from different places. If there were American trains on the left-hand track where that point is, they'd be coming towards us and maybe going down the helix or going straight on. But the HST has just gone past, and even though this is on this train route, it will stop and wait for the HST to get out of the block. So in a way, it's still, you're running, you know, it's in complete control, even though I've said this train does a certain thing, and I haven't got a stop in this block. But it's stopping it because it's not safe to go, because the point was booked and the HST was on it. And the point's changed, and now the Class 66 is moving off. And the Class 57 is going over the bridge. The HST has stopped at the platform. Now this might have been one of the 25% or the end of its course, the train route that I made, and then it'll just recycle it and start it all over again. And as you can see, coming in is that Freightliner, and I don't know if that's on for straight through or not. I just love watching all these trains running, and I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, so the 57 went straight through, and so did the Freightliner, and then the 800's coming back in. So this time the 66 won't stop because the HST is only starting its journey down towards Japan and going down the helix. So that was a bit of fun, just watching all them run round. And if I want now, I can put a different set of 5 trains on and do the same route again, which I think's ace. Now if I want, I can just stop them wherever they are, or I can wait until they get to the end of the route and press the X on near the throttle on each train. But the one thing you can do is press finish all. As you can see, that is red, but if I press finish all, the HST, and let me get these up, the 59, the 57, the 800 and the 66 have all got that new colour X, and what that means is all these trains will run round and finish their route. Now the 59 is already there, and that has now changed to green, ready for me to press play again or turn the system off. So the 800 is there, and that won't go anymore. I'll show you that now. This one looks like it's going to stop. Does the 66, and it will still do the end of the countdown because it's still part of the route. But when that gets to 0, that will change. So as it gets closer, watch the X, it'll change to a play button and green. Because it's completed the whole of the route, which includes the weight. And so it's the 57. It will do the same. It will count down and then shut. Now the only one what's still running is the HST. And that might only be halfway through its route. I won't know until it gets to the station and a wait symbol comes up where the info is. So it's just on its last block before hitting the station block, and then it'll tell us. No, it's going to go around again. It's slowed down to go through the platform at about 37 miles an hour because that's what it's set to do. So the HST has still got half of its route to do. The next time it will stop. Now if you just watch it come this way. If the trains don't have a wait at the end, so they're just doing, say, one lap, when it gets there, it would just go straight to green because it's done its route. It's only because I'm doing it continuous and I've got a wait at the end of the full route. So the only train running is the HST, and that is a scale speed of 100 miles an hour. Going down, when it comes up, it'll be only doing 80 miles an hour. And that is what I've chosen it to do. So that'll continue on its journey to Junk City. And it'll go around the inside line and then come back up to America. And as you can see now, the HST is going to complete its train route. It's got to wait 43 seconds and then that will change to play. So it's on its final countdown. And like I say, it's ready to start them all again if I wish. Or I could just drive it manual. So I've just got the 59 running and I've got it on my handset. And I'm just going to take control of it. I'm slowing it down. And I'm going to speed it up. So I'm speeding it up. But I'm going to let go. And iTrain and the train route will take back control. Regardless of me holding the handset. And I quite like the idea if I wanted to drive the train on a route. It would allow me to. But then if I put it down and forget about it, it takes control of it again. Because in a minute, it'll speed up There you are, it's speeding up because that's what it's allowed to do on that block. And it takes control of it again. But I think that's ace. Because I like to drive the trains, but I could just pick any one and drive it a bit, let go of the handset, and it will take control again and carry on with its train route, which means it will stop here. And I quite like that. So I don't think I've got any more information at the moment. So I'll carry on and do some scenery, colouring of the rocks. And you'll see that in the next video. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I've enjoyed putting it together, and I'm enjoying doing the scenery in this area here. Next job, as I've said, is going to be colouring the rocks, and then I can ballast the line, what goes into the tunnel, and do some grass work on the top and extend round to the other tunnel entrance, which again I've already shown you. So enjoy your trains, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.